Welcome everyone to Let's Talk FGC. We are back once again with our next episode. It has been a little while. I've had a bit of a 2-week break. I was on holiday, had some family over, I've had a good time, and we're finally back with our next episode. Obviously, we missed one episode with Cholwe from Zambia's Team Gematrix, but we're carrying on the course of episodes, and today we are joined by the one and only Daedalus. Guys, if you have tuned into Let's Talk FGC before, you know that today is a first to 10 Q&A with the man himself. It's a somewhat deep dive into what people might not know about him, their views, and some interesting topics along the way. So grab your popcorn, your drinks, get ready for it. We're going to start diving in. Hit ! Socials in the chat if you'd like to follow me and find out more about FGC Africa and what we got going on. Today's guest is one of the Egyptian FGC Pharaohs, and as some of you may know him, the man has competed in many FGC Africa Kombat Africas. He's placed top 8 in the Kolosseum Global North and West Africa just recently, and top 3 in CGL's first edition before the Southern and East series. The man is a heavy competitor. He goes by many names. They call him the Frost Man. I call him Daybay, but I'll tell you what, he's a monster. So before we go into question 1, I've been in touch some time now. Once I started working with North and West Africa series going down, Daedalus has been part of it, taking part in anything we had going for North and West without fail, and is considered by the previous guest Blano a must-watch player for North Africa, and I totally agree. Guess what? Today we are finally getting to know him better. Daedalus, how are you doing, my dude?
Okay, I'm doing perfect. How are you doing?
I'm good. How was that introduction?
That was really, really good. I'm seriously flattered, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course, my man. It's awesome to have you. It's so good to finally have you on the show. Me and you have been chatting about it for a couple months now, getting you on and getting a time in. But here we are.
Yeah. Yep, here we are.
Well, you guys know the structure of FGC Africa. I mean, not FGC Africa. Let's Talk FGC. It's a first to 10, much like we would do. And we're just going to get back into it. So, question 1 is, let's hear about your intro into the FGC and competitive fighting games mainly. Tell me the long story. Where did you come from when you were a kid, and how did you get into fighting games?
Okay, so it all started back in 2006, 2007. I was like, I'm actually 21 years old, so that was when I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Me and my brother had this PlayStation 1, and we used to play all sorts of old fighting games like Bloody Roar 2, MK Trilogy, MK4, and all these kinds of stuff. Of course, we had no idea about any of these fighting game principles or any of these concepts. We were just pressing buttons for fun.
Yeah.
And that was about it for the PlayStation 1 days. And then when PlayStation 2 came along, also me and my brother continued with games like Tekken Tag Tournament, MK Armageddon, Soul Calibur 3, all sorts of fighting games. Of course, we also still didn't know anything about fighting games. We were just pressing buttons for fun.
Mashing, yeah.
And then a couple of years later, maybe not a couple of years later, some years later, in maybe 2011, when MK9 dropped, we didn't have access to a PlayStation 3 at the time. And my brother, he's 5 years older than me. So he had he took a break from gaming in general, and I was kind of left alone there.
Okay.
So I tried MK9 on PC. Didn't really like it much. Played it a couple of days and then dropped it. Really didn't enjoy it. Didn't like it visually. Didn't like the gameplay. Just it just didn't click with me.
Okay.
So I dropped it. Then in 2013, when Injustice 1 dropped, I actually wasn't even aware of the whole franchise. I really didn't even know that this even existed. So naturally, I didn't play it. Um, and then in 2015, this is really where it all started with MKX. Of course, I did not have a PlayStation 4 at that time.
Yeah.
Um, it was one of these days I was out with my friends, and we would go to these. I don't know what they call them in English. Maybe PlayStation cafes.
Okay. Yeah.
Not sure what
Yeah, like a
to call
gaming
them.
cafe. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That. And naturally, people would go there to play Call of Duty, FIFA, all that kind of stuff. No one would really go there to play anything different than those. So one day I thought maybe we should try something different, and
Okay.
they all agreed. And so I asked the dude working there if he had any other games we could try maybe, and he said he had the newest MK, which was MKX at that time. And of course I was super hyped for that because I had seen the trailer, and I really liked the visuals. It was mind blowing for me. In 2015, these graphics were amazing for that time.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, of course, I said, yeah, let's try that. Um, and then when we tried it there, we all became very hooked on it. We all really liked it. Um, and then we continued playing it for like for the next month. We would go like every couple of days. We'd go there, play it again casually. Nothing really serious, just pressing buttons for fun.
Yeah.
And then I actually thought to myself, I really like this game. Why shouldn't I try to get better at it? Why shouldn't I maybe try to go competitive in it?
The get good
And
phase.
from
Yeah.
there, I started watching tournaments, started watching high level sets, started watching even combo videos, man. Uh, and then I would go there and try to replicate whatever I saw there.
I'll tell you, that reminds me kind of what I did as well when I first started watching. I was like, man,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
try and replicate it because it's just you kind of want to be able to do it, and that
Of
achievement, that
course.
feeling of doing it the first time is epic.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And then the skill gap between me and all my other friends became very huge
Yeah.
because of course I watch tournaments and I watch sets and whatever. And then they kind of became frustrated that they don't win anymore, and so they just stopped coming with me,
Yeah.
and I was I was kind of left alone again, and so
Back to it, eh? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then I actually continued to go there alone, and I continued to try to get better at the game because obviously I didn't have any other choice to get better. I didn't have a PlayStation at home, and then offlines in Egypt started popping everywhere, and I said to myself, why not try to go there
Yeah,
one day
definitely.
and see how I'll fare there, and I did. Um, of course, يعني over the course of the life of MKX, I can comfortably say that I've went 0-2 in like at least 10 offlines.
10 offlines, 0 and 2, straight away.
0-2 and at least 10 offline.
Oh, wow.
And that really didn't matter to me because I knew I was at a handicap because I didn't have the game at home to practice as much as I like.
Sure.
So that really didn't matter much to me. But I, يعني, the thing is, I came to know some of the Egyptian community, and I became friends with some of them, and I got to know how things work in these areas, and that was it for MKX for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2017, when Injustice 2 came out, uh, I actually had saved some of my allowance that I get from my parents
Yeah.
because I was young. At that time, I was 17.
Yeah.
So I would take my monthly allowance from my parents and save that towards the goal of maybe buying a PS4 someday. And so I did. I actually had enough money to buy a PS4,
Yeah.
and I bought Injustice 2 right away. And to my surprise, there was never any tournaments in Egypt for the game because they weren't really familiar with
Of
the
course.
franchise as much
Yeah.
as they are with MK. So that was a bummer. But one day I was browsing Instagram, and I had Techie Master followed there, and I see he posted a story announcing that he's hosting an online tournament for Injustice.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I contacted him. He told me to send him my number so he could add me to the WhatsApp group,
Yeah.
and so I did. From there, I started to get to know the Middle Eastern players of the
Yeah.
community, the old Middle Eastern players, the original ones, and I started competing with them in this Injustice 2 series. And of course, I still would go 0-2 because this was my first fighting game that I actually knew what I was doing in
Sure.
actual new frame data and concepts and everything. This was my first fighting game that I knew these things with. So of course I would still go 0-2.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that was it for Injustice 2. And then when MK11 dropped, I made sure that no one was getting a head start over me.
Yeah.
I immediately pre-ordered it and even played the beta.
Yeah. Same.
Um, so I began feeling out the game and practicing and whatever. And actually, on the game's launch day after the beta, there was an offline here in Egypt, very small offline, nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Um, and so I actually went there and took first place in it. Of course, because no one had the beta. only, يعني,
Get it.
only I had the beta, and only I had any practice with the game. So I took first place in that, and the prize pool was actually a copy of the game, which I already had. Um,
So what did you do with your second copy?
yeah, so I ended up giving it to one of my friends from the Egyptian community who didn't have it at that
Yeah.
time. And then I continued afterwards. I continued competing with the Middle Eastern community,
Yeah.
and things actually started to look good for me. My hard work actually started paying off in MK11 because I actually now have a deep understanding of fighting games, and yeah, my hard work just started paying off. And then some months afterwards, when CGL announced CGL Africa
Yeah.
Volume 1, for the very first one, um, yeah, I competed in that one and went to losers bracket early, and then ended up getting third place, I believe,
Yeah, I
in
think so. Yeah, yeah, from what I
that one.
checked, yeah.
And yeah, and Ganaini and Killjoy tied for first place because they couldn't connect, I believe.
I think so, yeah. I think I remember that, yeah.
And yeah, and then afterwards, after this came my introduction to the people over at FGC Africa. Of course, it wasn't as you all know, it wasn't really as smooth. Yani, it wasn't the smoothest introduction ever. But yeah, it's all good vibes now. We started
Yeah,
a clean new page, and
yeah,
it's all good vibes for
it
me.
is, it is a shame that is how it started. I mean, I did see what happened, and we can
Yeah,
leave that
yeah,
for a
yeah.
conversation of another day. But
Yeah, but that really doesn't matter anyway, because what matters the most right now is that it's all good vibes now.
Yes, the
That's all that
Africa
matters.
community is coming together because that is what it's all been about.
Of course, of course, of
Someone said in the
course.
chat there that was actually Blano, Mr. Brian Look said you had persistence because you made it through almost all the NRS games, going
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
going
yeah,
0-2, and you finally get to
yeah.
MK11, and you're like,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I'm making some kind of momentum here. I got the beta. I'm fucking people up.
Of course.
Finally,
Yeah, yeah.
my friends are left behind. It's so funny. That's what you mentioned earlier. Was I used to play with my cousin and
Ah, yeah.
and his best mate is like our like we used to play MK9. It was our like our introduction into the game, and we played all the MKs
Mm.
together. But
Okay.
we used it to kind of like define who was doing dishes in the house because me and my cousin stayed together for a better part of half a year, and
Okay.
we didn't have MKX, but his friend did. And it's so funny how you say
Okay.
that, like, you didn't have the game, so you didn't have a chance to get good. Like, we went to a
Yes.
tournament and we also went 0-2 ourselves. And
Yeah.
it was the MKX Cup. It was like the World Cup around the world, and it was all happening, and they were grabbing players from everywhere and everywhere. But yeah, also
Yeah.
0-2, didn't do well, and yeah, it's a funny thing that that is the same way that we did. But yeah,
Of
persistence, man.
course, everyone had to start somewhere. No one's born a champion, you know.
Yeah, exactly. No one's born a
That
champion.
it
It
is how it
is.
is.
It's
Of
persistence.
course.
Fi-
Yes, of
yeah.
course.
Um, guys, thank you so much for joining us in chat. I see all your messages. I see we got some, quite a few of Daedalus's friends coming through. That's awesome. Thank you guys for pulling through and coming to support your boy. That's so rad. For the other parts of the FGC community that are tuning in, that are regulars, great to see you guys. We're going into question 2 here, and I was actually speaking to Daedalus about this before we started the call, and just so you guys can find out what Day does on his day-to-day life, the day, is what's the daily hustle like for you? You know, take us through a day in the life of Daedalus. What do you do for work, and what do you do when you get home to lab? Take us through a day in the life of Daedalus?
Okay, so actually, these days I really don't play the game much. So I'm gonna talk about maybe a couple of months ago when I was actually grinding the game. I'm
Yeah,
gonna talk about the days these days. So a normal day would be I get up, go to college, come back from college, eat some food, get a quick nap, wake up, study for a bit, and then hop on MK. Um, I used to try to split my time equally between actually playing the game and the other half would be labbing and watching replays. I think this is the healthiest way to try to get better at the game,
yeah.
and this is what I try to do for the whole life of MK11.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good perspective. Another part of that question was, you know, what was the goal that you were chasing for competitive gaming, and did you see it taking you somewhere in the future?
So the ultimate goal in the end would be maybe to be able to make a living off of competing.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's kind of far from where I am now, but this is like the ultimate goal.
Yeah,
And of course, I'd love to maybe get to travel to play offline someday.
yeah,
That's also something I look forward to. And yeah, that's about it.
yeah. Well, that's it. It's persistence. It takes time. I mean, you know,
Yeah, yeah. Of course, it takes time. Of course.
everything takes time. It's just kind of one of those things. And I think with fighting games being as niche as it is, it takes even longer because all of us, it's just 1v1. Mortal Kombat NRS games aren't as popular as, say, Tekken or Street Fighter.
Yeah, yeah,
And it just takes time. I mean, I started MK9, I got relatively okay in MK11, MKX, and then I got better in MK11. And now when the next NRS game comes out, I'm probably going to be a little bit better, but life moves
yeah.
on and you move with it. And I've competed in tournaments here and I've gotten better and better, but it just takes time. Just takes time.
Of course, everything needs time, and competing is nothing different from on this. It just needs time.
Definitely. It's a good segue into the next question, which is it's a staple that I ask every person that I interview, and
Okay.
it's how do you feel about FGC in Africa and its current state, and could we be doing anything more to improve it? I know there's a large difference between Northwest and Southeast Africa in terms of spacing and timing, but at the end of the day, we're all from Africa.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So I think we're not where we need to be yet, but I think, and I'm 100% sure about that, that we're on the right path, and I think we're doing good. I think we're working at our own pace, and I think we have enough passion and enough love for the games to get where we want to be. But we just aren't there yet. But of course, we're on the right path. That's how I feel.
Yeah, good. I like that. Positivity. We're on the path. We're on the path. We
Of
just gotta.
course, of course.
The community is growing. We're getting together. Um, everyone's linking up together, and
Yep.
we're on the right path.
Of
Late
course.
Al Khalid said in chat that someone please tell Daedalus to join Tekken.
No way, man. I don't like Tekken. I
there,
really don't like Tekken.
there it is.
No way, man.
So question 4 is, competing at a high level, and I would say, me and you can relate in this level, is we get a lot of practice with Europe, because I'm this side of the world with you. I'm in the UK.
Okay.
We get to, practice with Middle East. We get to practice with Europe. We get a lot of, we've got I would arguably say, the best connection with this side of the world.
Okay.
Do you feel that African players could compete overall in these big European and American tournaments?
Okay. So I'm gonna be perfectly honest
Hit us.
with this one. Um, right now, no. In the near future, of course. I think maybe Europe and North America, Middle East, and all these regions are like one step ahead of us.
Okay.
Only one step ahead of us. And I'm sure we can do it in the near future. I'm sure we can close that gap soon.
hmm
Um, and yeah,
What do we need to do to close that gap? What is the difference in between us?
I think what we need is to keep that spark that we have right now. We
hmm
need to keep that passion going forward in the next game. And yeah, nothing else really. I think they're only a small step ahead of us, and we have what it takes to close in that gap.
Nice one. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. The next game's coming, and
Yeah,
we're gonna be there, and our community is quite interlinked now. It's grown. FGC Africa as a whole has grown a lot over the last,
of
I'd
course.
arguably say, the last 3 to 4 years. So
Yep,
that growth and that connection will definitely play well, I think, into bridging that gap that you're saying that we are one step behind.
of course, of course.
Um, there was a second part to this question, which would say, you know, me and the FGC Africa admins, we had I'd say, arguably a big debate about this, saying who's
Okay.
better, Northwest Africa or Southeast Africa?
Okay, okay. So this might sound a bit biased coming from me,
Yeah,
but let me say what I think is the truth.
fair.
So I think South and East Africa are more diverse and a larger community. Of
Yeah,
course, they are. But I also think that maybe, and I don't mean any offense to anyone. Of course, they're all great players. I don't mean anything bad to them, but I think maybe the North, the top three of the North, are maybe better than the top three in South. So just based off of that alone, I would say North is better,
well, I love that you gave a lot of context to that because you did say that Southeast has got a lot of larger community and isn't so diverse. But
and
like,
is more diverse.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
but like I said to you, I said there is this, when I competed in MK Cup, MK11 Cup, whatever it was. It was a couple months ago.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and I was playing a lot. I was playing a lot this side, and I was watching players back home. I do agree
Okay.
with you because of the fact that you guys have got that. You know, just a couple of you guys practice a lot against each other, and you have Middle East, Europe, this side of the world to play against that is level.
Yeah, well, actually, me and Gabney actually compete with the Middle East a whole lot
Exactly.
of the time. Like 90% of the tournaments we've been in were Middle East tournaments. So we have that experience with a strong community such as the Middle Eastern one.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that, I mean, that alone levels you up. But now you get to be a part of two. You get to be a part of the Middle East and the African one. So
Yeah, we have that dual privilege.
the dual privilege. That's it.
Yes.
That's great. Talking about dual privilege. I mean, I did a bit of research on your name, but this is my favorite question, and it's the end of the first half of the interview, guys, which is
Okay.
where does the gamer tag Daedalus come from?
Okay. So the word itself actually means skillfully constructed or skillfully made. And it comes from Greek mythology. Daedalus was actually an architect and a craftsman, a very skilled one,
Yes.
and he symbolizes knowledge and wisdom. And it's also, and most importantly, it's also a very catchy name. And
Yes, it
that's
is.
how I chose.
It is.
I think it's an unforgettable name, so I actually chose it. And of course, when I tried to sign in into PS with just Daedalus, of course that didn't work.
Yeah.
And so I added an X in the beginning. That also didn't work. So I added the 72, and that's what it is.
Daedalus 72. Yeah, you know,
Yep.
it is rinse and repeat for everyone that finds their name and goes, man, I love this name. I'm gonna pop it on PSN. I'm gonna
Yep.
and guess what? Nah, it's taken. Oh, I'm gonna add an X. Nah, it's taken. I was very
And then
lucky.
you add numbers.
I was very lucky. I mean, Sheldzable was given to me by PSN, but then I changed mine because I had a South African one, and then I came to the UK, so I made a UK PSN, and I just added the before it, and I managed to get it.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'll take it. So next,
That's actually pretty cool.
so next time you want to make a new PSN Daedalus, just remember that you can just add the, so everyone will be like the Daedalus.
Of course. Yeah, the Daedalus.
Guys, everyone tuning in, it's so great to have you, all 10 of you on YouTube, and I think 3 or 4 of you on Twitch. It's great to have you guys with us here. We reached the halfway mark of our interview. This is just a reminder to add Sheldzable in the chat, and you can ask Daedalus any questions you would like. I will go through the whole chat at the end of the next half and have a look at some questions that you guys may want to ask the man. Go ahead, drop your questions in chat, and I will ask them at the end. And most importantly, you know the plugs. Sheldzable on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Please like and subscribe, and please follow if you are on the channel. But more importantly, Daedalus. Is it Daedalus 72 or just Daedalus on Twitch? I think it's.
It's actually X Daedalus 72 on
I
Twitter.
realized that I've just made that. I'm gonna just update that quickly.
Yeah, no
Daedalus
problem.
72 on Twitch. I'm sorry, on Twitter. There we go. It's updated. Please go follow the man and watch this space. Persistence is the man's key here, and
Yeah, man.
he's on the way up. So you need to be watching this man. So go follow him. It'd be greatly appreciated. So we in our bonus questions. These are just some fun questions that you're not gonna know what's coming. So, okay, if you
Sounds
could
good.
create a holiday, what would it be called, and how would we celebrate it? When would
A holiday?
Yeah, you could just make a day that you wanted to be a holiday. What would it be? How would we celebrate it? And when would the holiday be?
Wow, that's actually a very difficult question.
Yeah, they're not easy.
Hold up. Let me think on it.
Okay.
A holiday.
Yeah, just a day off.
I don't know. Maybe I would call it the the day.
The Day
Okay.
Day.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Perfect.
definitely in the name. No,
Day Day.
no question about it. But how would we celebrate it? Okay, let me think of it on that.
Okay. Well, I would say let's
I don't
go.
know.
The Day Day, we should go for your birthday.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
We're taking
14th of May, the
14th
day.
of May. Day Day. We're taking the day off. What are we doing on Day Day?
I don't know. Maybe sleep for 8 hours and play for the rest of the day. Play games for the rest of the day.
Sleep for 8 hours and some gaming on the day. You guys,
Of course.
the 14th of May, hey?
14th of May. Yes.
14th of
Yes.
May, Day Day. Everyone's invited.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's invited.
Okay, there we go. You guys heard it right here. Day Day, 14th of May. Let's go. Um, um, okay, yeah, the next one's a bit of an interesting one. Is what is one animal that you're really afraid of?
One animal that I'm really afraid of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually love animals. I don't think I'm afraid of any animal. I love them all, to
So
be
no,
honest.
not one animal. Even insects.
What? Yeah, insects. Yes, I'm not really afraid of insects, but I might be grossed out by some of them. Maybe cockroaches. I just don't like them. I'm not afraid of them, but I'm certainly grossed out by them.
All right, guys. Remember to select Devora the next time you take on Day Bay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Guys, you guys have the questions at Sheldzable in the chat, and I will ask them at the next half after we're done with our next 5 questions. So we finished our first to 5. We're now going into the better part of the first 10. Guys,
Okay.
today, first of his name, the Pharaohs of Egypt. Now, this is a coined term by the FGC down south for you guys that side of Africa.
Okay.
I've rechanged this question to, you've got a name now. We call you guys the Pharaohs of Egypt. You and Ganani.
Okay.
How important is it to you being number one, like being on top?
I mean, it's not very important to me to be number one, but it's important to me to be, yani, among the first 5 maybe, to be a strong competitor in general.
So you feel like it's a good goal to keep you up top there. So it's not being number one; it's just making sure that you played well yourself.
Yes, of course. Yes.
I had a second part to this question was, now I'm 29, so
Okay.
me and you we got a couple years in between, but
Yes.
fighting games tend to work out well for any age. We got Charlie Wolf, who's he's and I think he's mid 40s or whatever, and he's competing at the level that we are at. Do you think
Okay.
the younger you are, the better advantage you may have, or do you think that us old timers are we rusting
No,
away?
I don't really think I don't think age has anything to do with it. It's all about the time and work you put in to get better. I don't think it really has anything to do with age.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you feel that way,
Yes.
guys. Question number 7 is it's always a good introspective for players in the community to see how they're being looked at, and you've been featured in this question before. Who is your favorite player, African player at the moment? Why? Who's our must watch from your side of your perspective? Only one. Don't give me more than one.
Okay. Okay. So this might sound biased, but it's not. It's really not. I think my favorite player in all of Africa, surely it is Ganani. Purely because I think he has the best fundamentals in Africa. He
Yeah.
has the best defense in Africa. I mean, it's easy to have good offense, but it's not as easy to have good defense, and so this is what I think separates him from the rest.
No, that's
And yeah,
yeah. Look, I mean, we know the man. We know the man Ganani, um, and I take it you guys play quite often together.
yes, of course, we have like thousands of games together.
First to
We've played thousands of games.
first. There's no first to 100s. There's no first to death. It's first to whoever says they got to go to sleep first.
Yes, yeah, of course. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I love that. Moving on. Question number 8. You know.
Hold on.
Oh.
Sorry, hold on. Can I choose one from the south as well?
Oh, you want to choose one from the south as well? Of course you can. Who's your must-watch from the south?
So from the south, I think Mark the Shark would be my choice.
Yeah.
Personally, because I think he has the best fundamentals in the staffs. He's really fun to watch, and his character choices, I really like them.
You gotta, you know, you're on day-based spectrum when you got good fundamentals. I like to hear.
Yeah.
Fundamentals are key. All day.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when we get to play our games, my fundamentals are up to scratch.
Yes.
No, that's great. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna in the future I'm gonna split that question into a nice north and south there.
Yeah, I think people would be more comfortable answering that if it were split to north and south.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. I'm glad that you said, Mark. He's definitely doing very well and he's making waves. And
Yes.
I know that
Yes.
if you guys didn't know this, but Fast T Vibe has sponsored Charlie Wolf Gaming for a tournament
Okay.
that is happening South Africa only, as in literally South Africa, not South and East Africa. Just
Yeah, I know.
yeah, South Africa only, and obviously Mark's going to be competing in that. And if you guys want to see him just get some free money, go tune in. Go tune in. But that should be really awesome. That's happening tomorrow, the first week. So I'm giving big shout
That's
out,
great.
big shout out to Charlie Wolf Gaming and Brian. Look, you must go watch that. If you're not,
Of course.
yeah, stop whatever you're doing and go watch that tomorrow because that'll be really, really awesome. I think I saw 35 competitors have entered from South Africa, so that should be really, really fun to watch. Talking Mortal Kombat 11, that's where you have clearly shown and shined the most in terms of FGC. Now we've spoken Injustice 1, Injustice 2, MK11, MKX, 0-2s, but
Those everywhere.
but as a skilled player, do you have your hands in any other games competitively? Is there another scene that we don't know about in Egypt that we need to keep an eye on? What else are you playing? What is your competitive nature stretching you out to?
Yeah, okay. So currently, no, I don't play anything else competitively, but I have played Dota 2 competitively back in 2015,
Okay.
and that clearly didn't go as well as I wanted that to go. But I tried, at least to try.
Yeah.
For the second part of the question, I think Egypt has a very strong competitive scene in League of Legends and in Valorant as well.
Oh,
There
awesome.
we have very strong teams, like easily top three Middle East, North Africa teams here in Egypt.
That's awesome. Yeah, leagues. Oh man, if I had all the time in the world, I would try and get into them MMO RPGs. No, that's not MMO. What's it? Someone in the
It's a
chat.
MOBA.
It's a MOBA. It's a MOBA. That's
Yes,
the word. Yeah,
yes.
MOBA.
Yep.
If I had all the time in the world, I would. But I have very little time. I've recently just I've just done God of War again on New Game Plus, so I'm still behind the times. I'm still trying to catch up.
Yeah. And that's fine. That's really fine.
Yeah.
No pressure. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no pressure. But yeah, I'll be on it just like you were. Pre-order the next NRS game, get the beta,
Yeah.
start mopping people early on so that I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
Question 9 and 9.5 because it's we've had too many interviews to not allow for a second part for this question. This is my
Okay.
favorite question of the evening, and it's to find out what's your favorites. And let's find out. I'll do each and every single one individually to make it a little bit easier for you to remember. So,
Okay.
what's your favorite movie at this time of your life?
So actually, I'm not really big on movies and series.
Okay.
So if you ask me to state 20 movie and series names, I actually wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh,
So
that's
I,
fair.
I really not really big on movies and series.
Oh, there we go. That was easy.
But I do watch a little bit of anime every now and then.
Okay, so what's your favorite anime?
I think my all-time favorite would be Bleach.
Bleach.
That's
Yeah,
my all-time favorite.
Bleach is very good. I was a Naruto guy back in college.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and it was either Bleach or Naruto, and I was Naruto side, so that was me.
Okay, that's fine too. That's fine too.
So that's cool. So that was your favorite anime. So your favorite music in your life. This favorite artist, favorite band, favorite whoever.
Okay, so I actually listen to a whole lot of different genres.
Yeah.
I listen to every single genre in the electronic music section.
In the EDM
And
spectrum.
I do a yes. Every single genre in that spectrum, I actually listen to those, and I do a little bit of I listen to a little bit of rap as well,
Yeah.
and a tiny little bit of rock and metal. Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite DJ at the moment? Who you been listening to a lot of, or is it just a spectrum of guys?
Maybe in يعني for house I would say Dead Mouse.
Oh,
For drum and bass I would say Sub Focus, Netsky, Muzzy.
I love Sub Focus. I love Sub
Yes,
Focus.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hells
Man
yeah.
of culture. You're a man of culture.
Yay! I've made it. Man of
Yeah.
culture. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and just to name a few, those are some of my favorites.
That's great.
And yeah.
Okay, so then the last part of that question was favorite food. What's your favorite food at this time in your life?
Favorite food at the moment, it's 100% pizza.
Pizza for the win.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. What's your favorite type of pizza?
I like the classics like pepperoni. These classics like cheese lovers. Those classic types. Nothing
Cheese
too crazy.
lovers. Nothing too
fancy.
crazy. Nothing too fancy. The Day Bay likes the simpler things in life.
Like to keep it simple. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy. You just like the small things that keep you going. My man.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
man.
rad. That's rad. And then we all gamers, so this is another better part of the question is top 5 games of your lifetime that you've played.
Okay, so do you mean outside of fighting games or including
The
fighting games?
Including fighting games. If you feel like fighting, I mean, I don't. Fighting games don't make my top 5, but it could make your top 5.
Okay, yeah, definitely makes my top 5. So I'm rating these not based on how good I think they are, but I'm rating these based on how much I actually enjoyed them.
Fair. That's fair enough.
In no specific order, 5 of them would be MKX,
Okay.
Injustice 2, Crash 3.
Crash 3. Yes.
Yes, Crash 3 is the best Crash of all time.
100%.
All time. Yes. I need 2 more, right?
You
I'd
do
say,
need 2 more.
Undertale. Of course,
Undertale.
Undertale. Yes.
I've never played it. I downloaded it yesterday.
It's gonna change your life.
Really?
100%. The game changed my life. I'm not even capping. It changed my life.
Dude,
I loved it.
It came onto PS Now, and I was like, dude, people have been speaking about this game for ages. I've never played it.
Yeah.
So,
No, the game is a masterpiece.
all right,
It's a
Dave.
masterpiece.
I'll be sending you messages next week, my man.
Okay.
So that's one
Uh,
more. One more.
One more. Maybe Borderlands 2.
I enjoyed the Borderlands series.
Yeah, 2 was my favorite, my personal favorite.
Awesome. There we go. You guys heard it. Injustice 2, MKX, Undertale, Borderlands 2, and Crash 3.
Yes.
Easy. Easy. Just that while we're keeping on topic, I know we got questions coming shortly after, but Heinrich
Okay.
has asked pineapple. Oh no, he's saying that doesn't. Well, you can choose. I think it belongs on pizza. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Um, I really can't say no right off the bat because I haven't tried it.
Oh, you haven't tried
But I
it?
don't think it's a good idea. But I don't think it's a good idea.
Just off the top of your head, it's a no.
Yeah, but I'm really not gonna knock it off before I try it. To be honest.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Guys, we're at the end of our questions here. It's our first 10. I see there's a whole bunch of questions in the chat, so I'm looking forward to getting to those.
Perfect. Hit me with this.
But question number 10, before we go into
Okay.
those, is let's talk
Okay.
nemesis. So, now, Nemesi? How do you... What, I'm sure if it's...
It doesn't matter. I get what you mean.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah, yeah.
matter.
Other than Ganani, because now obviously I know he's your sparring partner. He's the
Of
he's
course.
the other pharaoh who we're having next week. So tune in for that.
Yeah, he's my training partner
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Having watched Southeast players and not being able to compete with them due to no local servers and
That's
connections,
unfortunate. Yeah.
who do you think would be your nemesis? Down.
Um.
Wait, I had a second part to this question. So
Okay. Sorry for interrupting. Keep going.
okay, wait. It's who would be your nemesis, or should I say,
Okay.
who would you really like to play in the Southeastern Africa, given the chance, and who would you want to play internationally to prove that you're a pharaoh?
Oh, okay. So actually, I wouldn't call any of these guys. I think nemesis is a really strong word.
It
Word.
is. It is.
So I really wouldn't consider them nemesises. But of course, I would like to play. Yani, I would like to play all of the people from the south. But just off the top of my head, I'd like to play Panda Bear. I'd like to play Killjoy. I'd like to play Mock the Shark. I'd like to play BGH. I'd like to
Oof.
play Mr. 5000. All these people. I'd love to play all of them.
The heavyweights.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And sorry, what's the second part of the question again?
Who would you want to play internationally?
Oh, okay, easy. Internationally, I think the only ones that I didn't have the chance to play at all would be the people from the North American side of things, because obviously our connection is terrible.
Yeah.
So I would like to play some of the North American people, and no one really specific, but I would like to get some North American experience, because I think that region is the strongest in RS games, and so of course getting experience with those people would be great.
A specific player? Any of the specific from the north? Other than the legend himself, Sonic?
Um, I don't know, no one really specific. I'd like to play all the heavy hitters in North America.
Awesome. 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 Guys, I see a bunch of you saying how to say Nemesai. Well, there we go.
Oh, it's actually Nemesis?
I don't know. I think they're just trolling. Who knows?
I don't know.
Never-
I really don't know.
Never trust chat day. Never trust.
Of course, never trust.
Never trust the chat. Well, I'll tell
Yes.
you what. That was some really awesome, interesting questions that we got going there, Day, and I'm glad that the community got to know you a little bit extra better there. So before we conclude, we're going to go through the chat for some questions. So let's go have a
Okay,
look.
hit me, chat.
Let's look for them at Sheldables. I'm going straight to the top of the chat, guys. Let's have a look at what we got here. Big shout outs to everyone joining here. Brian, Lebo, Faisal, Kareem, Leif, Hazim, Bilal. Wow, lots of you guys tuning in today. It's really awesome
Shout
to
outs
have
to
you.
you all, guys. Love you.
Yeah,
Love you
yeah.
all.
Big love out there. Stabs earlier on in the thing said the overseas pro scenes. Those guys live and breathe these games. Literally, that's what's put them ahead of us. The rest of us are too busy trying to survive. I think that's a very interesting segue from Stabs there. You know, I mean, obviously it's not the questions that we're asking, but it was something that we were discussing earlier. Was
Hey.
those guys, they go, oh, okay, MK11, that's it, that's what I'm doing for the rest of my gaming, and they do that for, I mean, was it 2 years that we had the game out?
Yeah, maybe a little bit over 2 years.
Yeah. Bilal saying that he says that the north and west are larger than we think. Well, Day, you can confirm that. How big is the local scene up that side?
I think the local scene might be a bit too small at the moment. Mainly because I'm speaking for the Egyptian community. I think most of them just didn't like MK11, and they all dropped it 6 months into the game. All of them dropped it, except for me and Ganani, of course, and some other people that just play casually. And yeah, they just didn't like the game,
Fair
at least in
enough.
Egypt.
Talking about, obviously, that's Bilal asked another question. He said, BGH, he said, how active is the offline scene in Egypt? Now, it doesn't have to be specific to MK11, but how active is the FGC offline, like, overall?
Okay, so back in the MKX days, it was actually very active. Offlines every couple of months. It was very beautiful. It was very beautiful. I don't know. I don't know much about other fighting game communities here in Egypt, but for MK, for the NRS scene and MKX, it was really active, very active. And then in Justice 2 days, it was dead, nothing, absolutely nothing. And then in MK11, the first year we had some offlines, and then obviously the coronavirus happened, and since then we haven't had any offlines.
Well, looking forward to the offlines coming back, that's for sure.
Of course, that's a whole nother experience.
Yeah,
Offline
yeah.
is a
I
whole
mean,
nother thing.
some people have come into competitive gaming and have joined the scene, and for the last year and a bit, they've joined and they've never experienced an offline before. And tell you
Yeah,
what, offline is a different kettle of fish. I'm sure many people can say that.
of course,
in
of course. They're completely missing out if they
the
haven't tried offlines yet.
Heinrich asks, top 5 characters favorite for Daedalus. I assume this is MK11. The top 5 in what order? Your favorites. Doesn't have to be what you think are top tier. Rather, what are your top 5 characters? Yeah, that's it.
Top five favorites in all of MK or in MK11?
Let's go MK11.
Um, hmm. That's actually a very tough question. I'd say number one would be Fusion.
Yeah,
I really like his design. I love it. Um, Number two maybe would be Frost.
yeah, respected that. Yeah,
Yes. Number three would be Kotal, actually.
but the
I really
Khan, yeah.
like his design. Um, Number four would be Rain.
Familiar favorite, yeah.
And number five would be, I think, Liu Kang, maybe.
The OG.
Yes.
Brian, look, Mr. Blino asks, what is Daybay's hopes for the next NRS title? Is he planning on getting into any other fighting games during the wait? So that's a two-part question. What are your hopes for the next NRS game?
To be perfectly honest with you, I really hope it's going to be Injustice. I really hope it's not going to be something entirely new. I really hope it's going to be Injustice.
And what are you planning on? Are there any fighting games that you're going to be playing during the wait?
Okay, so I tried a little bit of Guilty Gear Strive, but it's kind of not my cup of tea, to be completely honest. I did enjoy playing it, but I don't think I have the motivation to grind it because of how different it is.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I might play it a bit, but I don't think I have enough motivation to grind it.
That's fair. Man, everyone's only got a certain
Yes.
amount of time. I mean, I spent 2 years, 2 to 3 years on MKX. I tried Injustice 2 and I got 6 months in, and then we had just immigrated and it took too much time. In MK11, you spend 2 years on this game, a whole 2 years, and then someone goes, okay, here's the next fighting game. It's hard. It's hard to just dedicate that time, especially if you don't,
Yeah, yeah,
if you've come from a specific title. So now you obviously you
yes.
understand Injustice and you understand Mortal Kombat. It's hard to move on to an anime fight. Would you call it
Yeah,
an
it's
it
it's
is an
it's a
anime
completely
fighter,
different.
hey? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is an anime fighter. Yes.
So Stabs asks if Daedalus. Sorry. Well, he has them kinky questions that the chat seems to ask. If
Okay.
Daedalus could get kinky smashed by anyone on the MK roster, why would it be Goro?
Because he's a sexy man. What can I say?
There we go, Stabs. It's because Goro is a sexy man. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's awesome, guys. Let's check here. We've got that top 5 MK11 characters in what order? Yeah, we got that one already. He asked it again. Same thing happened again, pretty much. But BGA said that the same thing happened in Kenya with the offline scene. It started off strong and then dissipated.
Yeah, that's not very surprising. I think that's how it went all around the world.
Yeah.
Bas-
And you got Fizzy Dipsy here in chat as well, coming to support you, saying that he sent you some friend request, obviously looking for some games. So that's
Okay,
great.
for sure. I kind of dropped the game, but of
Well,
course,
look,
we can get some games in.
yeah,
No
Day,
problem.
you gotta get some games in with me too. So
Of
invite me
course,
to
of
that
course, we
path,
can
eh?
get some. Yeah, of course, I got
That's
you, man.
that's awesome. That's awesome, guys. We have reached the end of the normal question section, but we are going into. If you guys are familiar with the podcast, you'll know we are time for. Oh, gosh, Charlie Wolf sneaking in there with the question, so we're gonna have to go in with Charlie questions. Do you prefer a button for block or hold back for block? So I guess it's MK block versus Injustice block. Which one do you prefer?
Okay, so personally, I prefer a button for block, but I don't really mind going back and down back for blocking. I prefer button, but I don't mind back for.
Oh, there it is. Doesn't mind either way.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's in the chat questions. Cut off, guys. That's it. Here we are at the end of the show, which is now officially named the Speedfire Fun Trivia Quiz because no one,
Yeah.
no one could give me a better name, and I thought, well, it's stuck now. So welcome to the Speedfire Fun Trivia Quiz. It's different
Okay.
from last season in that anything and everything goes. Answers are
Okay.
most welcome in chat. Day, you're not allowed to cheat, so no looking at chat.
Okay.
The rules are
Be prepared because I'm actually terrible at trivia. Be prepared that I'm gonna score a perfect zero.
okay. Well,
I'm actually terrible at
I'll
trivia.
give you an extra second or two. Okay.
Okay, okay,
Since
perfect.
you say. So the rules are simple. I'll give you 5 to 10 seconds. With you, it'll be 11. 11 seconds to
Okay,
answer.
sounds good.
It's out of 7, meaning that 2 questions are out of 2. So there's 5
Okay,
questions, 2 of them out of 2, which makes it out of 7.
okay,
Bonus points are available. The leaderboard is currently set. Mark the Shark is number 1. And as we said, you want to be in top 5 because we are going to be having an invitational trivia quiz on Let's Talk
wow.
FGC coming
I,
in.
I doubt I'll make it in there.
You're going
To
to
be
make it,
honest.
Day. You just got to make top 5.
Okay, okay.
So, and you've done that before. You've made top 5, top 3, top 1. You've been there. So you just don't go.
Yeah,
Just don't go 0 and 2 now. You can do it.
yeah. so it's 5 questions out of 7 points.
5
Am I
questions
right?
out of 7 points. Exactly. Scoreboard
Okay.
said,
Okay.
and we're in season 2 of the show now, so let's get cracking. Are you ready, Daedalus?
I am ready.
Cool. Guys, everyone in chat, please be welcome to share your answers in chat. Let's get going. If I were to use the string 134 with Frost, I would be doing a combo string. What is the name of that string?
What? Of course I wouldn't know. Of course I wouldn't know. No idea. I have no idea.
You don't know the name of the string?
No.
The name of the string is Power Hungry Kanuchi.
Okay.
Now you know.
How should I have known that? How should I have known that? Come on, man.
That was one of the hardest questions I've ever wrote. Even when I made that
Okay.
question, I was like, "There's no fucking way he's gonna."
You were right. You were right.
Oh, funny. Cool. There is a way to get past this question. Is that string 134 plus one block?
No, it isn't.
It is not correct. You get half a point. Well done.
Okay, perfect.
Correct.
Okay.
BGH in chat. That's funny. So name 3 characters from the MK 2021 movie that weren't in MK11.
Which 2021 movie?
So the new Mortal Kombat movie that came out recently. Have you seen it?
The animated one? Or
No.
Which one?
The live action one.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched that one. Damn.
Damn, that's a bit of a tough
Okay.
one then for you. So
Okay.
name 3 characters. I mean, have you seen the trailer? Surely.
Yeah, I've seen it, but I don't really remember.
Okay. Give it a
Okay.
go. Give it a go.
Three characters that were in the movie but weren't in the game, right?
Correct. They went in MK11.
Okay, so Reiko,
Correct.
Goro,
Correct.
and oh god,
Oh no, you got one more. Come on.
no, I don't know.
That's it.
I don't know.
Luckily, that was a question out of 2.
Okay,
The other
so at
person,
least get one.
you did get half. You did get 1 point there, so well done. The
Okay,
3.
perfect.
It was there was several, so I'll give you all of them. It was Reptile, Goro,
Okay,
Cole Young,
Okay.
Natara,
okay,
and Reiki, which you obviously got.
okay.
So well done, you guys.
Nice.
And people in chat also doing very well on that one. Okay, so this one was a little bit of a funny one that I found out. So, the month of August is the 8th month of the year due to which pharaoh?
Say that again. Sorry.
The month of August
Okay.
is the 8th month of the year due to which pharaoh?
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't know?
I have no idea. That's kind of embarrassing. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's Cleopatra.
Okay, sounds good.
Check out these guys in chat going Augustus Caesar. No, it's Cleopatra.
No.
And even if I'm wrong, it doesn't matter. They didn't get it, so it's fine. Okay.
Yes.
So Gypsy is a short name for Egyptian. True or false?
False.
Funny enough, it's true.
Come on, man. Come on. Where do you get these questions from, man?
The internet.
Okay.
The internet.
Fair enough.
Now,
Fair enough.
I didn't know this, but funny enough, the term gypsy was used to shorten the word Egyptian. And,
Okay.
and
Now I know. Now I know.
and now you know, Day. And now you know.
Okay.
Okay. Brian says, I'm no Shelds. Tell me anything differently, yeah.
Save me. Save me, Blanda.
Save you. Okay, so. Oh, damn, how do you say this word again? What are people with. Oh, damn. I've got to listen to the word again. I can't believe
Okay,
this.
take your time.
If I don't say. Because I'm not going to pronounce it right. I'm honestly not going to pronounce it right. So if I don't
How do you
hear,
expect me to answer the question
I
then if you
know,
can't pronounce?
and I can't play it without anyone else hearing. So I'm gonna have to say it as it sounds. I know. This is.
Maybe you can type it. You can type it.
Uh, how am I going to send it to you? Okay, I'll just send it to you on WhatsApp. That'll be fair.
Okay.
The,
Sure.
here's the word. Okay. Here's the word. I'll pop it in chat as well to make it fair.
Okay.
This phobia. It's opidiophobia. Is the fear of
Opidiophobia.
opidiophobia. Yeah. Is the fear of what?
I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with insects. Maybe.
It's not insects.
Um, I have no idea, man. I have no idea.
It's the fear of snakes.
Oh, that's kind of unexpected, to be honest. That's very
It
unexpected.
is unexpected, hey?
Yeah. Okay.
The chat. You know, chats are ridiculous. Guys,
I mean, fear of mummies actually sounded more reasonable than fear of snakes.
the fear of mummies. Yeah. Let's go through. I'll tell you what. Day. I think you might have had one of the hardest Speedfire fun trivia quiz rounds that has been on Let's Talk FGC. You had a tough.
And add to that I'm terrible at trivia.
You really did. You really did have a tough one, man. And
Yeah.
you're officially in last place. so,
That's perfect. That's actually very convenient.
so you so you got a half a point for the 134 string from
Okay.
Frost. You got
And
1
1 point from the movie
the movie.
question. Yes.
Gypsy is the shortened name for Egyptian. That is actually true. The
Okay.
month of August of the year is named after the pharaoh Cleopatra. And
Okay.
the last question was, what is the fear of bloody, I can't remember, opidiophobia, and it is the fear of snakes. Brian O says they went 0-2.
Says I went 0-2.
You did. You went 0-2.
Even went 0-2 in trivia, man. What the hell?
You
What
did
the
it.
hell?
Day, you've got 1.5 points, and you are sitting at 4th place in the current leaderboard.
Okay. Not
But-
too bad. Not
but-
too bad.
You got points. That's the
Okay.
you got
At least I didn't go literally 0 points.
fat donuts, exactly. No fat donuts.
Yeah.
That's it. We've reached the end of our stream here, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please check out my YouTube for more episodes coming, and please follow me on Twitter. All my socials are underneath my name here. If you'd like to hit !socials in the chat, I'll just pop it in quickly into both chats as well, so you guys have got it. You can follow me on Twitch. You can DM me if you want to give some trivia questions for next week. It's been great having you with us for this journey that was Daedalus' first 10.
Thank you so much for having me, man.
Of
Thank you so much.
course. 11th of August, we have the other pharaoh, Ganani. He's coming to join us as well. He's got his
That's
own.
gonna be hype.
Yeah, he's got his own first to 10 coming in. BGH is followed on from that as well. Me and him are going to organize a date for that soon.
Nice.
Mr. BGH from Kenya, Mr. Bilal himself. Cholware from Zambia is still coming on, guys. If you haven't, if you are worried about her interview, she is coming back. Due to personal reasons, we had to move the interview, so I'm just going to be messaging her soon just to organize a date. But obviously, I had some episodes scheduled already, so we kept those in place, and me and Cholware will organize a date for her one. So mark your calendars. That's what's happening before the end of the season, because those will be the last couple episodes before we go into season 3, which will take the top 8. There's a whole bunch of things working on, and we're gonna have some fun episodes to crack off the season before we get our next guests in. Many thanks to the Daybay, Mr. Daedalus, for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that was really fun. It was great to get to know you a bit better.
It was very fun, man. It was very fun.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much, man.
as we always do on the show of Let's Talk FGC, please will you close us out? Any last words from you, my man?
Nothing really. I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone who has been tuning in. I want to thank you for having me here. It was very fun. I loved it. Yeah, that's it. Just shout outs to everyone tuning in, and see you all next episodes.
See you then, guys. Cheers again. See you next time. Bye.
Bye bye. See ya.